Welcome to Social Jumpstart. I'm Mike Wolpert. Good news, our guest tonight is Alicia Dunams. She is an expert at turning you into an expert published author. She's also founder of Bestseller in a Weekend. Alicia, there's a lot going on and a lot of benefits to solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and small business owners being published authors. Why?
Credibility is one thing, and we were saying Amazon, being on Amazon.com, it's huge. There's 100,000 million people on Amazon. These are one-click buyers, so you really want to have a presence on Amazon.com. It's a great lead generator for your business.
So the tools that Amazon gives you, all of a sudden the world is open. You no longer have to hunt down a book deal. You no longer have to be the stigma of vanity publishing. It's easy access, easy on, and Amazon has always been super author friendly.
Absolutely.
And it's a great platform. A lot of people think, what am I going to write about?
Well, as a business owner, as a service provider, as an expert, I really want my clients to write books that people are looking for. Amazon.com is a search engine, just like Google. And so you want to write a book what your target audience is looking for. So for example, if your target audience is lawyers, you want to make sure that your target audience, you look at who your target audience is, what's their pain point, and how you solve it as a business owner. So that's how you can determine the topic of your book.
So perhaps we're most familiar with nonfiction, passion-driven authors, but people now are writing more scientifically for a reason, to cure something, to make something right, to express an opinion.
Very much a how-to strategically. So it's a big strategy, actually, where we are using Google keyword tool to find out what people are searching for.
And if they're searching for what you know about and you create a book, then all of a sudden you become more expert and more interesting and more trustworthy?
Trustworthy, and you're discovered online. You're discovered as an expert. So when they purchase your book on Amazon, they go to your book, they find out about your other product and service offerings, and they become a client.
Perfect. Amazon clearly on their way to taking over the world, and they're doing some pretty interesting things. I understand that it's no longer just print. Tell me a little bit about what's happening at Amazon. Share with our audience what you know, because you're the insider.
Well, of course, there's print books, as you just mentioned,
Sure.
and then ebooks. Kindle, that's Amazon's #1 business strategy, is to sell more Kindles, which is their e-reader device. And if they want to sell more Kindles, they need ebook content, so they want your content. So Amazon is doing really everything to get your content. Now, they don't help you write the book, but as soon as your book is written, they give you the ability to market it, to distribute it. It's very egalitarian, actually, where back in the day, 10 plus years ago, if you were a celebrity author, you really needed a publishing deal, but now you have the distribution to anyone in the world, globally. Within 12 hours, your book can be available anywhere.
The great equalizer. Everybody has a voice, the hugest benefit of new media. And now Amazon's moving into the studio business. Tell me a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about that.
This is really exciting, and I'm experimenting with this right now. So I have ebooks, I have print books on Amazon. Of course, I help my clients write books. But Amazon has a program, it's Amazon Studios, and it's really going in the direction as the big studios in Hollywood. Just kind of like Netflix, which Netflix had one of its most profitable quarters this year. So Amazon is wanting your TV and movie content. So I just put up some TV content for Amazon. I find out in, I think, 20 more days. They give you a 45-day option. So when you put your content up there, you give Amazon 45 days to review it and decide whether they don't want to put it on the development slate or not. So I'm really excited about this. So I have a few more weeks to find out if the project I put up will be accepted by Amazon. But this is good news for authors, because as an author, you're creating content, whether that's an ebook or book, and then you can turn that content into TV or potential movie content, and Amazon handles it all. So it's really an awesome opportunity.
Wow, it's really a fundamental foundational change too, because when HBO started creating their own series, their own content, that was revolutionary. And then Netflix is coming out with their own series and winning all kinds of awards. So Amazon's getting into that business, with the difference being that we all get to essentially pitch our own ideas, make a piece of television, create the program we have dreamed of, give it to Amazon and see if they bite?
Absolutely, and it's all around crowdsourcing. So Amazon has a community. So when you put up your mini Bible, as they call it in Hollywood, or your script or a pilot, all of these people can say, hey, you should add this character or you should improve upon this. So it's a crowdsourcing of your idea. And if they do accept it, at this point, Amazon will give you $10,000. And then if they accept it after development slate and they decide to do it, they'll give you $55,000 per series episode or $200,000 if it's a movie idea.
Well, suddenly I'm ready to go Hollywood. I kind of like that. That's awesome. So all this technology is moving fast, moving quickly, all pretty much set up to serve people that have a vision, people that are able to create stuff. And with all those tools, with all this excitement, still there are going to be people who say, I know a lot of stuff, but what do I write about? Can you share 3 or 4 really key tips that'll help people drag that out of themselves, in addition to doing your seminar, of course, but what are a couple of things that they could start mulling over, start chewing on to start the process?
Start the process is, what are you an expert at? That's the first thing.
One.
Another thing is to look at who your target audience is. Okay. And something to do is if you have an email list or if you have a Facebook page, just have a survey and see who your target audience is. You want to see who your client avatar is. So maybe your client avatar is a woman in her 40s and she's a small business owner. So you want to write that book for that woman, essentially. And then what's her problem? Is she having trouble getting into social media? Is she having trouble getting a loan for her business, whatever. And if you're an expert, what's the solution to that problem? And that's how you decide the topic of your book. And a really easy way to create book content is to record your voice and transcribe it. So it's dictation and transcription.
Okay, so people who get stuck sitting in front of the blank screen could be out walking the dogs. Everybody's got a voice recorder on their iPhone. Blah, 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 and that gives you a starting point.
Yes, and 2 hours of audio is equivalent to about 20,000 words, which is equivalent to a 100-page book. So
see what I'm talking about? The expert part, this is how it shows off. I love it. So get out there, talk about it, but first ask people what they need, determine what you have, look for the match, and determine who essentially and ultimately will buy your book.
Yeah, because people are going to Amazon and they're keywording in their problems. How do I start a small business? How do I, maybe they're having infertility issues. How do I get rid of my back pain? People are searching their problems, so you want to come up as a solution. So a book like The 7-Day Back Pain Cure.
Right, nice and easy. Give people solutions. So there you have it, pretty easy. Alicia Dunams, founder of Bestseller in a Weekend, the seminar, and also pretty much my go-to expert for all things publishing, and certainly all things Amazon. Thanks, Alicia. If you want to look for more information, we'll see you at socialjumpstart.com. I'm Mike Wolpert, and we'll see you next time.